I know that the reason you clicked on this video is because you are ready to make 2024 the best year of your life, the year that you level up your mindset, your appearance, your lifestyle, your finances, whatever it is that you desire. And I'm here to help you do that because I'm on the same journey as well. I'm on a journey of becoming the best version of myself. So I made a list of all of the things that I'll be leaving behind in 2023 and the things that I will be calling in 2024. So we're talking mindset shifts, lifestyle shifts, and habits. So the first part of the video, we're gonna be talking about the outs, all the things that we're saying goodbye to, we are leaving behind in 2024, and exactly how we're gonna do this. And then the second part of the video, because we wanna end it on a positive note, we're gonna be talking about the ins, the things that we will be adding to our lives. And just a little note, this is a list that's personal to me, so definitely take time to think about your ins and outs list because I do think it's helpful to think about your own life and apply it to yourself, but you could definitely take inspiration from my list as well. So let's get into today's video. By the way, if you like these kinds of videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell to get notified the next time I post a video, and you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, so we are starting off strong. The first thing that we're leaving behind in 2024 is comparing ourselves to people we see online. This is something that I feel is especially prevalent if you're a content creator, if you're showing up online in any type of way. Like, just that comparison is just so easy to do. But honestly, even if you're not a content creator, even if you're not showing up online, like, it is still so easy to be scrolling through your Instagram, through your TikTok, and like be comparing yourself to these people who are living these extravagant lives, or at least that's what it seems like. But something we need to remind ourselves is we are only seeing a very small percentage of this person's life. They are literally choosing what to show us. We are not seeing all of the behind the scenes. We're not seeing all of the difficult times, the insecurities, all the things that are going on in their head. Like, we are literally just seeing what they choose to show us. And so it's so unfair of us to compare ourselves to people that we don't know anything about. And so how can you get out of this cycle of comparing yourself to people online? Well, the best thing about social media is that it's literally curated to you. You can curate your For You page, you can curate your Explore page. Like, it can literally be tailored to you. So this year, we are muting people, we are unfollowing people, we are blocking people to protect our mental health. Okay, maybe blocking people is a little bit extreme, but definitely muting and unfollowing people who make you feel any type of way, who cause you to compare, or who make you feel just any negative way about yourself or about your life, even if it's not their intention, even if you know that their content isn't intentionally doing that, but if it's causing you to feel that in any type of way, mute, unfollow. That's the first thing. The second thing is to be very mindful of how you feel when you're on social media, especially with TikTok, because yeah, you can curate your For You page to just show things that you're interested in and creators that you're interested in, but a majority of the time, especially if you're just scrolling through the For You page, it's gonna be random creators, random videos, and you can't 100% control everything that you're gonna see. So what you can do is just be very mindful of how you feel when you're scrolling. So when you're scrolling on TikTok, when you're scrolling on Instagram, is it making you feel a lack of motivation? Is it making you feel insecure? Is it making you feel low energy? Like, just being very mindful of how you feel and then making shifts from that. Okay, the second thing that is out in 2024 is impulsive spending. If you have any financial goals for this year, you want to enter your rich girl era, then this is definitely something we want to leave behind, is impulsive spending. Especially with things like Amazon, TikTok Shop, all of these websites that just make it so easy to purchase things. Impulsive spending is like, it's so hard not to do it. So something that I'll be implementing in 2024 to really take control of any impulsive spending is, one, waiting 24 hours at least for any purchases, or two, adding it to some type of wish list and giving myself a couple of weeks or a couple of months, especially if it's a big purchase. This is something I've started to do in the past couple of months, and it is so crazy because whenever I go back into my wish list months later, I'm like, I don't even want this thing anymore. Like, most of the time I want something in the moment because I see somebody on social media who has it and it just looks so aesthetic, and I'm like, ooh, like I start to imagine all the ways that I can use this thing into my life. But then 2 months later, I'm like, that was unnecessary. I actually really don't need that. But if 2 months later you do still want it and you're like, okay, like I do still really want this, then purchase it or figure out a way to save up for it. I think that's just a really great habit to implement in your life to take control of any impulsive spending. So this next one is definitely personal to me, but you might relate to it if you also struggle with this as well. But I am done letting social anxiety run my life. This has been something that I've struggled with for a really long time, and last year I really started to make some changes in my life to get out of my introverted bubble a little bit more. I started going to more networking events. I started making friends in San Diego. But even though I would go to networking events, even though I would go hang out with people, I would still kind of like keep to myself. I would still not go up to people and introduce myself or start conversations with people. And so I'm really looking to just take that to the next level this year. So the way that I'm going to be doing this is literally exposure therapy, going to networking events and meeting new people and actually getting out of my bubble and speaking to people when I go to these networking events, striking up conversations with people. And I'll actually have my first test of this tomorrow night because I'm going to a female entrepreneur like formal networking night, which I'm really excited about. So if you also deal with social anxiety and it kind of stops you from meeting new people or networking or connecting with people, then definitely try this out in 2024, exposure therapy, putting yourself in these situations where you're interacting with people and just strike up a conversation, see where it goes. So I'll definitely get back to you guys on that and how that is going for me. The next thing I'm leaving behind in 2023 is giving up before I see results. So I've been in this like content creator space for a while now, and something that's kind of always been prevalent for me is giving up before I see results, or taking long breaks because I'm just not as motivated because I'm not seeing results. So something I'll be doing differently in 2024 is celebrating the small wins and focusing more on me consistently showing up and taking action versus focusing so much on results. And I definitely think there can be a balance of both, you know, like being proud of yourself for showing up, but then also seeing like, okay, am I actually seeing the results of this? And that's something I'll be doing differently as well, is really looking at whether or not I see results in a more analytical way. So I'm a social media manager, and so I work with clients and I don't get attached to whether or not they get views. Like I look at it in a very analytical way. I'm like, okay, what can we do to increase the views, increase the engagement, increase the followers? And I look at it like it's data, and I don't get attached to it in like a personal way. But then when it's my own stuff, I do get more attached to it and I do take it more personally. So I'm really going to be working on detachment and staying neutral about results and focusing more on execution, on showing up and looking at the results in a more analytical way instead of being so attached. So that is my outs list. Now let's move on to the ins, the things that I will be adding into my life, the mindset shifts, the habits to level up my life and to become the best version of myself. By the way, if you're liking this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So starting off with the most important one, consistently working out. Something I've noticed is the gym is like a trigger habit for me. It triggers all the rest of my healthy habits. So if I just focus on going to the gym, I know that everything else is gonna get done because I'm already in like this positive, really good state. I feel confident about myself, and I've already started the day like doing something difficult and getting my body moving. And so everything else is just kind of triggered from that, all the healthy habits that I want to do. Not only that, but going to the gym consistently just makes me feel so much better about myself. I feel more confident in myself and my body and everything. And it's kind of like my me time. It's my self-care time, and I just love it. So I really already started implementing this, and the way I was able to do this is I invested in a really good gym that motivates me, that I'm excited to go to. So I think it's been about a month now of me going to Equinox, and I know it's definitely a little bit pricey, but it is so worth the investment for me because I no longer think like, oh, I have to go to the gym today. Like I used to think about when I was going to Planet Fitness, but now it's like I wake up every day and I'm like, I'm so excited to go to the gym today because it is just an amazing experience going to Equinox. Like it is next level. And something else that I've also been doing is just making going to Equinox a daily ritual. Like I've just made it a part of my daily life. I go Monday through Thursday typically, and sometimes on the weekend when I can. And it's just part of my daily life. Like it's just how I either start my day or I'll go after work. And so by doing that already consistently for the past month, it's just a part of my daily life. It's part of who I am now. Next is taking care of my appearance every single day. This is something that I used to not be that good at, especially when I worked remotely. But ever since I started going back into an office, now that I work my part-time job and I'm like forced to put on makeup, put on a cute outfit, I have noticed how this actually makes a huge difference in your confidence and how you feel about yourself. So I will take the extra 30 minutes in the morning to do my makeup, to put on a cute outfit, to make myself look presentable, because that is then what makes me feel better about myself. Especially going back to how I was talking about how I deal with social anxiety, I've definitely noticed that my social anxiety is a lot worse when I don't feel put together, when I don't feel confident in myself. So for me, like, it is really important, and it's not about impressing other people. It's not about doing it for other people. It's like literally about doing it for yourself, about taking that extra 15-20 minutes to put yourself together, put some makeup on, do your hair, put on a cute outfit, put some jewelry on, and it literally changes the game. It makes you feel so much better about yourself, so much more confident. Then you actually want to go out into the world. You want to talk to people. You want to do things because you feel your best, because you look good. So that is definitely something I will continue to do, especially being a content creator. I've also noticed that I want to film more. I want to take more pictures because I know I look good. Whereas when I don't put an effort into my appearance, I don't want pictures. I don't want to take any videos. I just kind of want to like keep to myself, and that's fine sometimes. But for a majority of the time, I would rather feel more put together and feel better about myself and more confident in myself. So I definitely think that that is really important. Next is we are taking care of our skin. We are doing a skincare routine every single day, twice a day, and not just going through the motions and doing our skincare routine, but actually using this time as self-care. I feel like I'm definitely guilty of just rushing through my skincare, just washing my face really quick, putting on my moisturizer and like heading to bed. But I've noticed such a difference when I really take my time with it and I do my facial massages, I add all my creams, and it's just like a slow process. It's just kind of like self-care every single day, twice a day, and just that moment for yourself. Next is elevating my personal style. So going back to what I said about being put together just makes you feel more confident, just makes you feel really good about yourself. I think that definitely goes for the clothes that you're wearing. So the way that I'll be doing this is slowly adding more high quality pieces to my capsule wardrobe and slowly adding more clothes that just make me feel better and last longer as well. I've kind of always been more of the type of person that gets cheaper clothes in higher quantity, but this is something I've really been making an effort to rewire the past month or so, is focusing more on quality over quantity when it comes to clothes. My mentality used to always be, I got all of this clothes for only $20, whereas now it's like, I would rather go to the mall and get 3-4 pieces that maybe cost a little bit more, but I know are going to be staple pieces in my wardrobe that I'll be able to wear for years down the line. And wearing high quality clothes just makes you feel more elevated, just makes you feel more luxurious, and it just makes me feel really good about myself when I'm wearing something that just feels high quality. That's how I feel in this shirt, honestly, and this is only H&M, but it makes me feel really good about myself. Okay, next. This kind of goes along with the out of giving up before I see results, but the in is staying committed to my goals. So kind of like I talked about before, I feel like it's really easy to get caught up in whether or not you're seeing results, especially in the world that we live in right now. I just feel like we're programmed to seek out instant gratification over delayed gratification. And I feel like what this can cause us to do is give up before we start seeing results, especially if something is taking too long and you haven't seen results. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna give up. But we are gonna be rewiring that because this year we are staying committed to our goals. And the way I'll be doing this is I'm currently in the process of making my 2024 vision board, and I really took my time with it. I've honestly been working on it for like the past month because I really want to make it super intentional. I'm gonna put it in my bathroom so I can look at it while I'm doing my skincare. And that way it's like every single day, multiple times a day, I'll be able to reconnect with my vision. And I think this is the most important thing to staying committed to your goals, is keeping your eye on the long-term vision for yourself instead of getting so caught up in the day-to-day, especially getting caught up in not seeing results right away. Next is I'm gonna be tracking my spending and really being on top of my finances. So this kind of goes along with what I was saying before with the impulsive spending. So like I said, if you have any financial goals for this year, then this will definitely help. Doing some type of weekly or maybe even monthly money date. I used to be really consistent with my money dates. I used to do them every single week, but I really fell off last year. I didn't do it like at all. And so that's something I'm definitely gonna get back into, is just kind of on a weekly basis. Typically I'll do it on like a Sunday. I'll go into like my Notion spreadsheet and type in all of my income, my expenses, everything. And this habit really makes you a lot more mindful and intentional with your purchases, because when you're inputting all of your purchases into some type of spreadsheet and you're coming face to face with how much you're spending, you're like, okay, I gotta get this under control. I gotta do something about this. We are no longer avoiding our finances, okay? Okay, so we're doing weekly or monthly money dates. We're tracking our spending in some way. I also know that there's apps that do this, but I do feel like it helps for me specifically to just sit down and like actually do it myself, because I've tried those apps before and I'll just like never even look at them. So I think that having this intentional time to sit down and track everything, it's gonna be so great. And the last in for 2024 is reading more. I feel like this is always on my resolution list. This is always on my goal list, is to read more. But something I'm gonna do to really make this more of a priority is also listen to audiobooks. And I found a bunch of really good like free audiobooks on YouTube, which I had no idea that YouTube had free audiobooks. So I feel like it's a really great way to listen to more books, because sometimes I don't really have the time to like sit down and read. That is my 2024 ins and outs list. Definitely make sure to leave a comment below with your favorite one, and also let me know what you're leaving in 2023 and what you're bringing into 2024. I would love to know. And that'll be it for today's video, so I'll see you next time. Bye.